It is 15 below where I'm at, and yet I am freaking burning. I am on fire. I am ignited with purpose and passion, and I am just attempting to put into words the all of the fucking emotions and energy that is running through me at this time. The recent events have definitely triggered more of an upheaval for me, for others, for the world. This is no longer, this is humanity, right? Like, this is just a humanity crisis, a collective consciousness shift in the way that we see things. And it's demanding a different fight. As a child, there was 3 things that I was actively consumed and physically moved by. One of them was the story of Jesus dying on the cross. One of them was slavery, and the other one was the Holocaust. These 3 events always move me to tears, sometimes emotional breakdowns. I just couldn't fathom the amount of hate and anger that people have to experience to have these actions fuel their inner being. And a lot of my life, I'm a deep feeler. Like, I'm very empathetic. I can feel people's pain. It's a visceral feeling. And I attempted to fix, I attempted to save, I attempted to activate, become this advocate and activist without actually meeting the capacity of my inner turmoil. Without meeting the capacity of my inner self, I burnt out. I could not lead a different fight. I could not be the voice for the voiceless. I could not be that person that I wanted to be. I have always felt a deep purpose in fighting for the underdog, in giving people their space and their unique wisdom and passion and their creative genius of a way of expression. And because I had felt like much of my life had been silenced, I had been quieted, I had been told all of those constructs that we're told in society, and I felt so misunderstood. So I wanted to be there, but like, my empathy consumed me. It swallowed me whole. It made me shut down. It made me hate people or think that I hated people. I felt so helpless for other people's suffering that I then turned to ice. I numbed out. I shut down. I used drugs and alcohol. I used those escape mechanisms because I did not know how to manage the depth of what I was feeling. I didn't know how to handle not only my pain, but other people's pain. I took on other people's burdens as if it were my own, because I could feel it like it was my own. And now we're being met with this. I don't have words for what's happening. But what I do know is that I know there are so many people out there who were like me, who had this deep feeling of wanting to be there for others, wanting to use their voice, not knowing how to be there for others, seeing the world, the injustices, all of the suffering, and not knowing how to hold the capacity to be able to do good, to be able to be there for others without abandoning themselves. Because when we are consumed by our empathy, we're not able to take action that is helpful for anybody. And we become burnt out, we disassociate, and we basically say that we don't matter and that everybody else's pain matters more than ours. And that leads us to not being able to use our unique genius and creative expression to create those ripple effects of positive, loving change in the world. Now, I'm going to say something that it could trigger you. There will always be suffering. That's life. Life is part of the human pain threshold. Pain, suffering, tends to be the common thread that brings people together. And at one point, I kind of just laid down to this idea that suffering, like there's always pain. Suffering is optional. Yes, absolutely. There is a difference. You can feel the pain. Suffering is when you hold on to the same belief over and over and over again and wanting things to change. But really what changes is your internal relation to the external stimuli. Our perception of the events that happen are greatly flavored, textured by how much we have met our inner capacity for what pain we have experienced. If we aren't able to manage our own symptoms, our own expression, our own whatever, we're going to perpetuate those things, and we're going to deflect and project our pain onto how we move about in the world. And yet we ignore ourselves, right? Like we just continue the cycle. And this is where the fight changes. This is where things become different. People who are activists who go marching in protests, like that's their right. Like I love it. People that do that, like that's an amazing thing. And I also, our voice is one of the most powerful things that we have, right? Our awareness to use our voice is even more powerful. And our voice sends ripple effects into the cosmos whatever we speak. And when we speak from a place of self-neglect, self-abandonment, anger, frustration, helplessness, in a place of codependency, it doesn't send the type of ripples out into the cosmos that we're hoping to send out. It's when we are able to sit and be with ourselves at our own capacity of pain and express and feel the emotions that are actually to be helpful and healing with our words and our actions versus deflecting. That's the type of sovereignty. That's the type of spiritual. It's not even spiritual. It's freaking human. We want that type of interdependence, right? We want to be able to feel those things and take action that is aligned with meeting our needs and also for what our beliefs, values, and morals are. This is a different type of fight. This is a time to get you ignited. It is a time for you to. The more internal action we take, the more potent our external action becomes. You can do both simultaneously, right? But this is a calling for you to finally meet your pain, to walk through those things, to be able to fucking use your voice in a way that is going to be strong, but not consumed by other people's pain. Not consumed by the empathy and the compassion that we feel, because it's in the collapse is where things tend to continuously cycle. So this is your calling to take change, for an internal adjustment, to take external stances. And I'm here guiding you through those things. If you're curious about any of my offerings to help you gain the capacity to be able to be someone who stands in this and shares your voice and your creative genius, take a look. I have links in, you know where to find them. And I'm wishing you love, strength, and grace through these times.